Hey guys, how are you? This is Vilisink and we're back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. So, Underpriest Brogni, it is the latest fusion, so let's just jump up and quickly jump into the news for a second. We have a fusion event live, so if it opens, here we go. So, we have the chance to get a well-worthy prize, well worthy of our efforts. Underpriest Brogni, a brand new Lego dwarf. To get him, you will need to get 4 epic champions, that is Fenchy, Giscard the Sigiled, Skimfos the Consumed, and Mordecai. To get these epic champions, their fragments will be available in a series of special event and tournaments. So it's an old school fusion, but it is fragments. We don't have to worry about rares, etc. We're just going purely for the fragments of these champions. For example, the Summon Rush, 15 of Skimfos, 20 of Mordecai. Champ Training, 15 for Fenchy, 15 for Giscard, 20 for Skimfos, 20 Mordecai, and so on. And as each event goes on, we will have the chance to pull more than just the normal amount of fragments for these champions. So with that being said, quickly we need to tap on this. We'll show you the format or the layout for the fusion. There is no rares whatsoever. We are going on the fragments. When we complete events, one will illuminate. We can then take that guy to 40, 5-star him, get up to 50, ready for fusing Underpriest Brogni. So let's take a look at these epics real quick. We have Fenchy from the Shadow Confusion, a really good champion. Stylistically it's quite nice. They've really lived up to that Shadowkin aspect or look that they were going for. It's pretty badass. And he will hit one enemy 3 times. Each hit 40% chance of placing 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Good anywhere, good in Fire Knight, good in Ice Golem. You can slow the dragon down a bit. It's going to work in faction crypts. A 3-hitter will take you anywhere. I'd say that's really strong for an A1. I do like the decreased speed debuffs, just to give you that edge. Nowhere to run, yet again, attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 75% chance of decreasing the turn meter on your enemy by 15%. Goes to a 2-turn cooldown, which is like stupidly OP. If you make this guy really fast, 250 plus speed, then you may not be getting turn meter. That's kind of how I see this move. It's nice, it's multi-hitter, so Fire Knight again would be a great place for this champion, just to chop down that turn meter, especially in a 2-turn cooldown. It's like a ridiculously good move. And he has Killer's Bile, attacks one enemy twice, a chance of placing a poison on the target for 3 turns, will ignore 10% of the target's defense for each poison debuff on the target. So you can get other people to, I was going to say Gertuck, but no, that would be poisoning your own team. But yeah, take somebody out, take Taurus for instance, a great dude to throw out poisons like Bad Alcazar. And the more you get up, the more defense this dude will ignore. If he has good multipliers, that could be a really nice hit. There's a 3-turn cooldown and you get 4 books for damage. In total 4, 10, 15 books is quite a lot, considering books are getting extremely rare nowadays. So Giscard the Sigiled and solo Ice Golem, potentially things in Doom Tower as well, probably faction crypts to a certain point, because he's just so tanky. He has a decreased attack on his A1 for 1 turn, which is quite good. You'll get 75% chance to land it. It's on his A1, so it just means if you manual this dude, decreased attack never falls off. It will consistently just be up there for 1 turn. A2, Lion's Roar, AoE, 75% chance of placing provoke debuff for 1 turn, which is quite nice. Also places a shield buff on this champion equal to 25% of their max HP for 2 turns. It's quite nice, like Team Shields, we have Draconis, he was another one to do that, so this is a really nice carry to keep people alive. Shields will come in clutch, and this will be the champion that does it for you. Field of Strength, increased defense and increased attack buff on allies for 2 turns. So yeah, again, increasing the tankiness. He's basically breaking their attack on the A1, attacking them all and getting a provoke, then giving everybody a shield. Gives you increased defense, increased attack. You live longer with the more defense you get, or will mitigate more damage, and increased attack will just put out more damage for the other people that you're with, which is really good. So Egotist fills this champion's turn meter by 15% whenever they are attacked by an enemy under provoke. So effectively he's getting turn meter from his A2, or if they're under an increased attack buff, which okay, I mean the provoke I get increased attack. I would have just left it at provoke personally. With that, passive is quite solid. Increases allied defense and fasting crits by 27%, which is good. You can't really go wrong with that. Could be a bit higher, could be a bit lower, but for an epic it's still really decent. He's such a good champion. There's videos out on him already, just being so badass, it's unreal. So one of the cool looking, the art team really do a great job making these champions. Well, I'm glad to see that this guy's kinda unique, even though he's got like a bit of payment on him with the wings. He's got the body of Scratcher or Scrapper. And he's got like Tyrant's leg. So he's a cut shot type of job, broken horns on one side. Either way, the design, really nice. So, attacks one enemy 2 times. First hit has a chance of placing a decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Good anywhere. Waves, bosses, doesn't make a difference. Second hit has a 45% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 10%. Steal some turn meter is quite nice. 2 hitter also works for Fire Knight. So does decreased speed and the stealing of the turn meter. Curse Feeder, AoE, 100% chance 3 turn cooldown of placing decreased attack for 2 turns. After attacking, transfers all debuffs, so basically poisons, decreased defense, decreased attack. They're going to be cleansed off and he'll take them. So a really nice mid-game cleanse, mainly just for poisons, decreased attack, decreased defense. So a really nice type of supporting, helping move. Clutch of Woe transfers all debuffs from this champion to the target enemy. So obviously we see a little bit of synergy here with the moves. Then attacks. Steals 100% of the target's turn meter if attack is critical. So all he really needs is 100% crit rate to be kind of one of the main stats you're going for. Make sure he's got crit rate, and then he'll just keep stealing turn meter. Nobody's getting a turn. So Fire Knight is written all over this guy so far. Twisted heals this champion by 5% of their max HP for each debuff on them at the start of each turn. If this champion is under 4 or more debuffs at the start of the turn, buffs his attack and his crit damage for 2 turns. So interesting. If you're in trouble, you've got debuffs on you, you take a turn. Your passive will help you. If you have somebody to put poisons on yourself, I mean like randomly, Gerptuck might help with this, to put on some poisons to get a small heal. May not be nothing too special, but It's quite nice. And his aura is for Doom Tower and it increases ally attack by 30%. Nothing too big, nothing too small. Overall, a good Void champion. All these champions are really good. Mordecai is just a arsonist. He will burn the hell out of the spider. Minimalistic design. They haven't really had to try, I think. The name Mordecai, the hood and the torch, they've managed to achieve what they wanted to achieve from this design, I would say. Attacks one enemy purgatory. 45% chance decreasing the target's turn meter by 10%. Has a 60% chance instead if the target is under a HP burn debuff, which is quite good. Nothing wrong with that. 100% chance decreasing the turn meter of all enemies by 15%, and fills the turn meter of all allies by 15%. So it's not the same as Lysandra, but it's similar. He will reduce the enemy's turn meter and buff his allies the same amount, which could even work in arena if you can get him fast enough. We'll go to a 3-turn cooldown. You get more debuff chance, no more damage on it. You don't need damage on it. I do really like that move though. I think Mordecai out of the 4 is one of my favourites. Heavenly Flames, 75% chance placing a HP burn debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Goes to 100% chance in a 4-turn. So you're guaranteed your HP burn, which means you're guaranteed to take turn meter. Then you take more in the A2. Also, you will increase attack on all your allies for 3 turns. There's more damage for the spider if you're putting him with a nuker, royal guard, cold heart. Really kind of solid. It increases ally accuracy and all battles by 40, which is standard. That's neither here nor there, but Mordecai is one of my favourite champions so far. And that's the epics you're going to need for this fusion and the champion that we're going for. So we can see his 2 stats. The legendary support champion, Underpriest Brogni. So the design of him is quite strong. They're always tanky looking little things, aren't they? They ain't just fat with man boobs, they all look like they're covered in muscle. Like a small snake with legs and arms. Really nicely done. Well, kind of what makes the Dwarves one of my favourite factions, just the designs. They're all stout, tanky, strong looking little dudes. So A1, 60% chance placing HP burn debuff for 2 turns. Which is good there. Clan boss, you could take him into faction crypts, you could try him in Doom Tower dungeons. That will work for you everywhere. And 60% chance to land is really nice also. So 5 books for this one. With 10 books so far. Cavern's Grasp. Attacks all enemies. 100% chance of removing random buff from all enemies, which is quite good if they have a veil, increased attack, increased defense, conditional heals, shields. 100% chance of removing 1 random debuff from all allies, which is a small cleanse, which is also really good. And it increases the value of shield buffs on all allies by 30% of the damage he inflicts doing this move, doing the AoE. So whatever damage comes from the AoE, you get 30% onto a shield to maximise it, which is quite good because as though you can glow. So we'll get to why it's really good in just a second, but we'll read through it first. Places a block debuffs buff and a 50% increased attack on all allies for 2 turns. Also places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns, equal to 30% of Brogni's HP, and it cannot be removed. So Madame said this, no strippers can come and take the shield, it is unremovable. If you can keep renewing the shield, it will never ever fall off. But what makes this move also really good, apart from a 3-turn cooldown, is the fact that block debuffs goes up first. The other champions have this move, But having block debuffs be the first buff to go up means you won't get frozen by torment teams. You can go to Arena, Doom Tower. You can remove the stun from Clan Boss. On his previous move, you can basically say, no, we're not taking the stun. Use this guy as your block debuff champion with the big shield in Clan Boss, so it's extremely universal. And the fact other champions have it, and it might be increased defense, block debuffs is always around the middle somewhere. This is so much stronger just because block debuffs goes on first. So much stronger that you can, there's now just like no worry taking on certain champions. Even if they've got all these sets on that are like frost and stuff, no, you're good. Make him quick enough to get this as though you can glow on your team. That block debuff goes on first. That's just awesome. Really like that move, really like the shield. And we look at the readout passive, which is kind of like reflect damage. Whenever you have a shield and you're attacked, reflects 25% of the damage back to the attacker, and also heals 25% the ally by 25% of the damage inflicted on the shield. So you'll take damage, you get a small heal back. Really nice. Brilliant part of the kit to go with the fact it gives you a shield, he'll extend it. He'll throw out HP burn. Give you reflect damage and a small heal back. And it will give you 60 resist in Doom Tower battles, which is quite nice. So if you add that to the 90 he begins with, you have 150 resist. So overall, this is a stupidly overpowered dwarf. You're going to have a shield that cannot be removed. You're then going to extend that shield. You're then going to put out HP burns while keeping the shield on. You're going to have block debuffs. This dude will be good anywhere. Debuff strippers can't come in and take your buffs off, so it's good for Arena to piss off gold 4 and plat. Just a really well made champion. So we look at the base stats now. HP is 23,000, which for most HP champions, that's actually a bit higher. So Underpriest Brogni has been blessed with just a remarkable amount of HP. It's so good. 23,000 is so much, especially if you go HP out 60% and all this stats that you can glyph. That starting base number will give you a good return. Attack, we're not interested, not going to build him for attack. We'll get a small bit, but he's mainly there to support and help the team. Defense 1266, which is quite decent. We're 100 speed, makes him I think the fastest dwarf, second fastest. Because look at Rock Breaker, look at all these other dwarves that are slow. You then have Brogni, he's breaking the mold, he's coming up 100 speed. Hell yeah, so what time I had a dwarf it was 100 speed, or a bit quicker. So glad to see it. Crit rate, crit damage is your standard, 90 resistance to begin with. Add the passive resistance on, you get 150 to begin with. That's quite a nice amount of resist to start with. Gives him, that means you can stack resist on him and it'll be worthwhile. So that is the fusion epics, and that is the champion that we're going for. So no rares, just fragments to collect for the epics. Once you get the epics, you do as you would normally do, you'll get them to level 40. And then 5-star them, get them to 50, ascend them and wait. So some of Fenchy, he's an artifact enhancement at 2,000 points, depending on how long you've played the game. This is quite good as well. The fusion warm-up events, make sure you do these. Chuck some potions on a champion, it basically marks it out for you. Schedule wars on a daily basis. Chickens, potions, a shard, energy, normally quite a bit of energy. So we have one of the artifact enhancements on. We also have a dragon tournament, which I'm working on as well. So anybody that has the ability should really go for this champion. I am 100% going for this champion, and that says a lot considering in the Bog Off tournament that we just had, I pulled Septimus as my main champion, and then I was given an Altan. And yeah, that almost derailed, but we're going for this champion. So 12-11, so looking pretty solid, not much more to do there. I will get that fragments, make sure I'm keeping everything up to where it should be. But that's pretty much going to do it, guys. Make sure you go for Brogni, he really is good. He's a stupidly overpowered little tank that will go anywhere and piss people off. He will do good anywhere. Unremovable shields, HP burns, reflect damage and the passive, resist. He's got a starting number of 60, so it's 150. I mean, this dude is going to carry you everywhere. So we can talk 10 years about it, rather not. So I'll bore you guys so much. But yeah, this dude, for the fusion of how it's laid out, is well worth going for. Forget about the messing around collecting the rares and all that crap. We're going for the epics. We're going for Brogni. And everybody should. Everybody should try and get this champion. No matter where you are, I think he will still have benefits for you. If you're early, mid-game, he will be massive for you. You should definitely try even F2P. Because it does look relatively easy to just now. But we'll see how the tournaments and events go on. Everything so far is looking really nice. That pretty much brings us to the end of it, guys. We've looked at Brogni, we've looked at the epics. We've kind of spoke about how good they are. So guys, please leave a like. Hit the subscribe button if you'd be nice enough, leave a comment. Keep on raiding, you guys, and I will see you in another video soon.